Well, that was a fun intro, wasn't it? I have no clue what happened to the countdown. I don't really know. But anyway, we are live with our weekly update number 59 today. And it's going to be another fun one for you. So later on in the show, we're going to talk all about paddle, which is a really good Spanish, a very popular sport here in Spain for all ages. We've got the visa and residency updates, YouTube comments, answers, and yeah. So stick with us. It is weekly update number 59. There we go. Yes. So, how has your week been? We've had some rain actually today, which has been it's been the first rain we've had in a week. Now, imagine if it stayed like this forever, 6 days sun, 1 day's rain, we'd never have a water problem, would we? Or water shortage. I think we've got how many people have got on the live today? We've got 3 people already. That's cool. So if you're on the live, give me a shout. I might put my chair down a little bit. There we go. Maybe if I move this, it will stop the flickering a bit. There we go. Is that good? Yeah, that'll do, won't it? And what else have we got going on? We're going to talk about the residency. Oh, we've got 6 people online now. Give me a shout if you're online, or hang about and see if anybody else is going to come up. We've actually got our plan here for today as well. That's not bad. We're getting better, aren't we? But we have got another special guest, someone who's going to comment. And what I am going to do, though, this is live, is I'm actually going to go and turn the light off, which I forgot to do before going live because I finished work about 4 minutes ago. So bear with me. There we are. Now we're better. That's it. We're better. So it's all live. It's all good. You can see it's well rehearsed. And but anyway, we have somebody special on today who is going to come and comment on some of our, like we did the last couple of weeks. We had Scats on, didn't we? We had Costa on, and today we have got with us to comment on all things in life in Spain. We've got Raul. How you doing, Raul?
Good.
Yeah, have you had a good day at school?
Yeah.
Yeah, been busy?
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, Raul is my son, and he is going to teach us all about paddle later on today. And he's also going to be here on the program to talk about different things during the show. So, yeah. And so anyway, Raul, what do you think to the weather today?
I think it was pretty rubbish. It did come a bit sunny around now. I can see everything getting dried up. But mostly today has been a bit rubbish.
Yeah, it has been a bit. But we do need the water, but I think we're a bit bored of it now. We want a bit of sun now, don't we?
Yeah.
Anyway, brilliant. Okay, then. Right. So first of all, we're going to see if there's anybody on the chat and say hello to everybody on the chat. Who we got on here? Oh, Anthony Kezerum. Buenas tardes. Hola, Chris. Joining you from 2 nights on the coast near La Rochelle. Hope I said that right. We came for the sunshine, and so far it's grey, but no rain yet. Max 20 degrees. We're off to find some seafood later. It's Upsticks
Tech Guy. Hi, Raul.
It is. Raul is my tech guy. Raul helps me out with all things tech, don't you, Raul?
Yeah.
Also known on his channel as Squid Inkster. We've got. Go on, Raul.
Please subscribe.
Yeah, please subscribe to Squid Inkster. Yeah, if you like gaming, it's not quite our demographic, but you never know. Robbo's on. Buenas tardes. I've got a photo from you, Robbo, here as well. Thanks for sending that across. And
hi, Chris. This week's weather in Leicester, UK, has been wonderful. Sun.
Well, yes, I believe it or not, I do keep abreast of the UK weather through my mum's doorbell because I do have access to a doorbell. So it seems to be opposite. Every time it rains here, it's very, very sunny there. So that's good. Well, thanks, guys, for jumping on the chat. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about, let's get stuck into the visas and the residency and the work stuff before we get into the YouTube stuff. This week, I was going to tell you we haven't got any visas out, so I can't give you any turnaround times. But last minute, we had one screaming in. So congratulations, you know who you are. And we had a London to Murcia come through. Again, London leading the way, and it was 3 weeks for this visa. So that's very good. So that's the London Times. At the moment, I don't have an update for Manchester, I'm afraid, because we haven't had any Manchester ones back yet this week. What else have we got to show you here? So check this out. Here we go. This is, I wanted to talk about this. This is a V16 light. So what is the Luz V16? Is an emergency light, and it's going to be compulsory from the 1st of January 2026 to have this light in your car. And I'd like to thank Lee, who sent this photo across, though he's going to send us a photo of him as well with the light. So come on, Lee, we need a photo of you as well, who watches the channel. And he reminded me, said, look, you should be telling people this, that you need to be getting these lights in your car now, because compulsory from next year. So Raul, next time we're out and about, you're gonna have to remind me to buy one. So I don't think we've got one yet.
Okay.
This is what it looks like on the car, and basically it's an emergency flashing light. And as you can see, I've got my notes. Orange designed to replace the warning triangles. So it's actually going to replace the warning triangles, which they consider are dangerous when people get out the cars and position them, and obviously in wind they blow away and stuff. These things have 360-degree visibility. They have GPS connectivity and tracking, so the authorities know where you are. And basically, it's going to be mandatory from 2026. Now, I have already seen them being sold everywhere. So if you go to a local hardware store, a ferreteria, then you can get them there. And I've seen them from around 15 euros upwards. And as far as I'm aware, you're only supposed to have one. And but I have seen insurance companies and stuff giving them away as well. So yeah, but make sure you've got your V16 light. And also, very, very important, very much like the jackets that you wear, the fluorescent jackets, they must be homologated. So homologated means that they must be authorized by the DGT. They can't just be knockoffs. Make sure they have an homologation number to prove that they have been authorized by the authorities. Okay. So we're going to definitely got to get one of those for both cars, Raul. You have to remind me of that. And what else have we got to show you here from our section 1, which is, I didn't even number my my JPEGs today, which isn't good, is it? Oh yes, here we go. Check this out. Again, from today, we have an update from the Living in Spain gov.uk page, which they have, the changes made are they have added into the emergency section about the mobile app alert cops. Well, they took their time to do this, but if you want to know more about the mobile app alert cops, I will stick a link in the description. And this is an article on our website, which we wrote back in 2022. So the Alert Cops Act, yeah, that has been around for a long time, but the British government have just decided that they're going to add that to the about in Spain. So that's another good thing. Let's just jump to the chat, see what people are talking about in the chat. Who have we got here? Oh, here we go. Robbo says, sorry, do you want to do it, Raul?
Sure. AMK, gonna look for something like you guys had at Torre del Mar. He is hoping maybe drop off local Vino Tinto, maybe Carajillo Tintin.
So let me put that one up. Do you know what a Carajillo is, Raul?
I don't know.
That's a coffee with alcohol. Yeah, actually quite nice. And I'm going to put this one on the screen, and you can read this one, Raul.
Chris, are the V12 lights usable now? They're on Amazon for 43 euros. They were 55.
So meant V16 there. That's right. Yeah, you can use them now. Absolutely, you can use them now. And I've seen them cheaper than that. I'm pretty sure I've seen them for less than 20 in official places. So yeah, but you can definitely use the lights now, 100%. And okay, then what else have we got going on here for section 1? Oh, here we go. Paul Jones last week bought me a coffee. So I'd like to thank you, Paul Jones, for buying me a coffee. If you do want to buy me a coffee, there's your QR code there. Thank you very much. I've actually already had that coffee at the weekend. So thank you very much for that, Paul Jones. That's much appreciated. And what else have we got going on our section 1? I think that's it for section 1 today.
Let's read ANK's comment. Why were here in the car with monster sticker?
Oh, that's Monster Radios. That's from Jessica, who also is our service professional over there, our appointment specialist in Lanzarote. And
thank you, ANK.
Yeah, thanks for that. There, they'll be very happy. There's a monster sticker in France. And Stu and Joe and Waffle said, "Evening, Chris. Hope you and the family all okay." Yeah, we're okay. We sort of have got Raul on today. He was going to be my commentator. So that is the visas and stuff. Now I had one more thing to show you, and I can't for the life of it find it on here. So we will move on to the YouTube section. So we've got 8 people online now. That's not bad. That's not bad going, is it? For our update 59.
It's better what I get in a month.
Yeah, but you know, this is different. I think it's different. Yeah. Your channel's now still starting, isn't it? You know, you don't really
42 subscribers, say very good.
42, that's a good start.
Yeah, but I've been doing this for 8 months now.
I know, but you're in a very difficult niche, to be honest with you.
True. I haven't really been uploading. Last upload was half a year ago.
Yes, well, exactly. Plus, I don't. Plus, we haven't. You need to dedicate to regular uploads. That's why I do this, because I couldn't do the regular uploads. So I thought, well, a live sort of helps. Right then, so let's get on with our what we've got to show you on YouTube. Then, well, YouTube. First of all, we are going to show you this. So we've got a podcast coming out now. You can get a sneak preview to the podcast on Spotify. So if you're not on, oh, I don't know if that's Sorry,
I'm just reading somebody's comment. It says, "I think Raul has the better chair."
So where does it say that?
On the comments.
Yes. Raul does have the better chair, to be honest. In fact, that is Raul's chair that Father Christmas bought him, and I always nick it when I'm at home. So I'm going to get one for the office now. I'm jealous now. So if you're on Spotify, go to Upsticks and sign up to our podcast channel. And I always publish our podcasts on there before they get released on YouTube, if you want a sneak preview of what we talk about. And the other day, I had the pleasure of having Bambi and Jojo from Channel 5's Bargain Brits in the Sun. And they also got their own business, Bambi and Jojo's Caravans. So basically they sell caravans up and down the coast. They really are breaking barriers when it comes to ladies entrepreneurs in Spain. They're really changing the industry, because their industry is quite a tough one. And yeah, it was a brilliant podcast. So check that out. It's also going to be on our YouTube channel on Saturday at 6:00.
There's another comment on here.
And a minute, we'll check this one. And there we go. That's the YouTube thumbnail. So if any of you guys want to watch that on YouTube, please tune in. Currently live on the channel is this video from Cartama. So we took this last Sunday. I got it up yesterday, and it's just a look around Cartama station. Went out for some tapas, and not many people know Cartama Station, and it's a lovely place, just 10-15 minutes from Malaga, so check that out. Right, then let's crack on with the comments from YouTube. So just before we start that, what's Ant and Kez saying here then, Raul? I'll let you read these out.
Question for you guys. We came here using a toll badge on the window screen we can use when traveling in EU. Do Spain have an equivalent thing?
They do actually. Yeah, we have a windscreen payment system. I can't remember what it's called now. I think it's called Teletac, but I'm not too sure if that's valid outside of Spain or whether the EU ones are valid in Spain. I'd have to do research on that. But we definitely have a system here where you can have, for regular travellers, a badge in your window basically, and it allows you to just go straight through without having to stop at the tolls. So yeah, we do have that in Spain. Okay, so this was a comment from Patrick. Thanks again for watching, Patrick, on our last week's update. Good show to both Chris and Costa. Great photos of vegan delights. I am going to get some vegan delights up though, I promise. I think he was talking about my butcher's photos there, but we're going to have to show you closer to some of the vegetables and stuff that we get here in Spain. And this was from our Cartama video, again from Patrick. Nice looking town, great weather and good food. Looks good. What do you think of Cartama Station, Raul? You were with us on the day.
Well, I think it's good for tapas if you enjoy them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a really nice place. There's a bunch of like homemade things there. Like, remember that time that we went there and there was like this bunch of homemade things like snails and all that.
I like snails. Yeah, I had snails on Sunday.
Let's see, Robo. No, I don't think. I don't think. I'm named after Real Madrid player. And what is it, Daddy? What is it?
What is it? Live and exclusive on the show. How have you got your name?
Is it true?
No, you weren't named after the Real Madrid player. You were named because, and this is quite apt because today I'm actually celebrating 25 years of living in Spain. So we're going to have my 25th year now. There's going to be loads of stuff on the channel about that. But we worked it out and we reckon it was 25 years to the day today that I moved here. And when I moved here, one of the people that I first met was called Raul, and we became very, very good friends. And one day when me and my friend Raul went out to the what you would call in Spanish a discotheque, Raul said, I'll tell you the full story one day. Raul, you know this story, don't you? Raul pointed out your mum. I went, look, there's that girl that you saw in the hotel. And I said, oh, wow. And that's how I met your mum. So we said if we had her as a son, then we would call him Raul. And there you go. And that's how you got your name. An exclusive.
One of my YouTube shorts hit 1,000 views the other day, smashing my previous best. That's what Robo says.
Oh, well, don't get to that either. I'm creeping up one subscriber at a time, but I'm still going for the 5,000 at the end of the year.
What is your most viewed short?
I've got a food one that went to 10,000, but apart from that, the rest are
this one of Spain's best paellas got 12k views.
Oh, there you go. I've got a 12,000, but I don't think that's not regular on my channel. So here we go. Would you live in Torre del Mar? So Jeanette, who we hopefully be seeing soon, actually, is over here now with a visa. Says, as you know, Chris, with your help, we have moved 3 weeks ago, 30 minutes from Torre del Mar in the mountains. We're down there for a lovely build last night. Yeah, be good to see you guys again soon, and you'll be going for your TIE cards soon. So that's good. And congratulations on your visas. And Lee, who provided us with the photo of the V16 Lite, he said, thank you both to you and Costa. Much appreciated insight as always. So yeah, thanks for that for Lee. Yeah, that was on our 58 update. What other comments have we got? Dropping off and picking up at Malaga Airport. Now check this video out if you are going to Malaga Airport. It's very helpful. I just did it on a whim, and it's turned out that it's got nearly 8,000 views and gets a lot of positivity out there. Not many questions, to be honest with you, on the channel this week. This question here from Customs and Registering a Vehicle in Spain. Basically, they are saying, I want to buy a car from the UK, which was registered in the UK year 2013. I've been a fiscal resident in Spain for about 5 years plus now. I used to live in the Valencia region, but now moved to Almeria 15 months ago. I have a TIE card. I'm on the Padron here and proof of an address here. Can I waiver the import duty tax? The answer to that is no, you can't. If you're a fiscal resident here, you could only waive the import tax on your first year here. So you can bring over, and it comes with heavy conditions as well. You must have owned the vehicle for more than 6 months, not had any previous registration in Spain before. So unfortunately there, Stephen, you're not going to be able to waive that tax. Same happened to me when I bought over the Upsticks Drive car. I had to pay the import tax on it because I've lived here for a few years now. And here we're moving on to our 5-star reviews from this week. So this is from Joy. Thanks, Joy. Brilliant. Chris and Jane have guided us and supported us from day one. Now living in Almeria and couldn't have done it without them. Highly recommended. Thank you. Cheers, Joy. It was great to work with you, and we can't wait to get going on your renewal, because you won't believe how quick those renewals come around. And we've got another 5-star review here. We've used Upsticks for many applications, always professional, and they know the system very well. Thanks, Ray. Yet we've done Ray's whole family's visa, so it's his and his wife's from the UK, his mother-in-law from France, and the vehicle for Ray. So yeah, thanks for sticking on the review. That's great. So
we got another comment.
Go on, I'll put it up then, Ray. You can be our comment.
A and K. Gracias, Raul, for answer motorway toll badge. I don't understand.
That was from the answer that we gave from the question before. You see, so the whole idea is that we do the answers and the questions. See,
I don't understand.
Questions, then the answers. That's the idea. Right, and so who else have we got on? Give us a shout on the chat if you're coming on. If you're online now, we've got 8 people on still, Raul. That's not bad going, is it? And if
it says on here you got 10 people. Oh,
does it? It says on yours we got 10. On mine it says 8.
Well, it doesn't show me. I don't think it shows me here on Restream, but on YouTube it shows me now 11.
Oh, well done. There you go. It goes to show you that you can't always trust what's on Restream, can you? And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if this is the first time that you're live, or if you're rewatching the show, please do that now. Right, okay then. So we've spoken about YouTube, we've spoken about things in Spain. If you've got any questions, put them in the chat and Raul will read them out. And now I think it's time to move on to the Spain section of the show.
Yeah.
I really need to work on my transitions, don't I, Raul?
Yeah.
That
was a little bit rubbish.
Yeah, that didn't even have music either. And I'm just embarrassed now because I don't think you've seen that before. Never mind. You can help me. You can help me do that, can't you?
Yeah.
And so Raul has been helping this week because Raul is saving up for a computer. And it turns out the gaming computers aren't cheap. And so Raul's been doing the accounts, haven't you, this week at the office?
Yeah.
Working out, he does the expensive, putting them all in the right pile and scanning them. He's done a good job this week. So well done on that. And what have we got going on in Spain then? Well, let's check it out.
That's weird, Robo.
Oh,
You
Robbo,
got,
it says 7 on Robbo's. Look.
well, it says 10 on mine.
Wow, it's not Robo. It's like RoboCop. It's Robbo. But
Robo.
that's it. That's Robo. You're gonna be Robo now. That's it now. Moving forward, Robbo.
Sorry. Sorry, Robo.
I'm gonna call Robbo Robo moving forward. Now that's it. Sorry, Robbo. We've changed your name. It's now Robo. And look, read this out, Raul.
Agreed that the renewal comes round quickly. Looking forward to getting all the documents together again.
It's not as bad this time. It's an online application, but the quality of documents you send us has to be immaculate this time. That's it. It's the online. I'm going to get that in there. It's the online government platform. It's very strict with the documents.
There's 11 on yours, well now I've got 11. That's what
I've got 11 now as well.
Yeah, I think it's 11 right now.
Awesome. Brilliant.
Oh, I think there's only like 3 people commenting. The rest are just watching.
That's good. That's fine. Stick us a like on there. That'd be fine. Right. So I'm going to get on with the Spain section. So now we were going to talk about paddle rails. So what I'll do is I will show a couple of photos and then we will crack on and talk about paddle. So in the Spain section, first of all, we wanted to show you this. This was a fledgling that we found in our garden that was running around. Now, it's my understanding that you shouldn't touch fledglings, and I believe that was a baby blackbird. And but we do have some rogue cats in the area, so it's always a catch-22. What do you do? Well, I just left it because I felt that if I touched it, and I did read somewhere that it wouldn't be the best thing for the fledgling, to be honest with you. And now building up to our sports. This weekend, that's my daughter there actually, and this weekend we saw the start of the gymnastics tournament season, and that is in Fuengirola, as you can see, and it really is a great stadium. And they spend now, for the girls who are into this sport, they travel around Andalusia for the next 2 months competing in the Andalusian Championships. So yeah, that was the first one the other day where Isla came 8th out of 51. Her team div, so that's not bad going there at all. So Raul, we've got some more stuff to show, but I think it's your turn now to have a chat and tell us all about paddle. Now,
well, what do you want me to talk about then?
Well, you're a paddle player, aren't you?
Yeah.
Right. So not everybody knows about paddle in Spain. So first of all, just explain to us exactly what paddle is.
Well, I bet most of you guys will know what tennis is. So paddle is basically just something similar. You just like play, but instead of not there being any walls, there are walls. I'm just gonna take these off, otherwise I can't do it. So like you can so if it bounces on the floor, hits the wall, and then you can hit it. That's the advantage of having the wall. You can also do it on the side wall. Basically, all it is just basically tennis, but with a few changes.
And it's in a closed court, isn't it? So obviously tennis is so when you serve, if someone misses it, the ball, you've got a chance of it just goes out, doesn't it? Whereas with hang on a minute, I've got this here. I'll show you this. This is the thumbnail from today. As you can see, the courts at the back, they're closed, so it might bounce off the back, which gives you a second opportunity to hit the ball over the net again. And in terms of the players, Raul, how many players actually play paddle?
Well, it kind of depends. You can either go in solo or in duos.
Mm-hmm.
So you can play 1v1 or 2v2.
And it's easier with 2v2 though, isn't it? Because 1v1's hard work on a paddle court.
Yeah, since the paddle court, even though the paddle court is smaller than a tennis court, still it's still big enough to make you struggle.
Yeah, I think so. 1v1 because it's bouncing all over the place, isn't it? That's the thing as well. So,
Yeah.
and what sort of in your lessons that you do? What sort of games do they do? If our clients are looking to Upsticks friends are looking to get involved in this sport, you can take classes, can't you? So, what sort of games do you play at those classes to like warm up and learn the skills?
Well, before I start on that, I'm just gonna answer Robo's question. Um, is it one bounce, Raul? Yes, it is. It's one bounce. If it bounces twice, you lose. And so goes for the amount of times you can hit the ball. You can't. If the ball comes, you throw it into the air and then hit it. That won't count because you've hit it twice. So yeah, basically, yeah, Robo. Anyway, back on to my dad's question.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so go on, carry on.
yeah. Well, basically, sorry, I'm a little bit basically, you play different games, which sometimes you play like baseball, but with like paddle. Sometimes, and sometimes we can play like the pan, which is like the olla in Spanish, which sounds a bit better in Spanish, but in English doesn't really sound very well. But basically, is everybody's got to do their turn throwing, and if they don't manage to get onto the other side, which is basically the other like, side of the court. Well, if you don't do it or you hit a wall before bouncing on the floor, well, you have to go into the pan. Um, basically, you go into pan and your objective is to grab the balls in the air that the other ones hit. If you grab it in the air, you switch places and you become the thrower again. And let's go to Robbo. No, man. If you call me Robo, you lose.
Well, talking about losing, we had a game a while ago, didn't we? And I think it was pretty even Stevens. Even I don't do lessons, but we're. I think we
Are you bragging in front of everybody?
not saying I'm bragging. I'm not saying who won at all. I'm just not saying, but
Yeah, but everybody can tell who won.
So here's a question though for you, Raul, and this is really the
Um,
topic of today because obviously we have a huge demographic when it comes to ages. That means a huge a scale of ages, Raul, people who work with us and watch the channel and stuff. Do you think that paddle is for people of all ages? You think obviously you're 11, so you can play it, and there's kids which are younger than you playing it. But I know when I go to pick you up, I see people a lot older. So do you think it's good for people who are retired, maybe as well?
if you're retired, I would say it's a good sport for you. And basically, I think it's a bit for all ages. Well, except for like 3 years old and 90, but yeah, you get what I mean. And I think if you're like 60, well, maybe 70, you could play a game of paddle and like have that as a regular sport.
I think so because I even see because we see a lot of retired people playing, and the good thing about it rather than tennis is it's a little bit like walking football. Now you can play it really hard, or you can really between the four of you really have a good game, just knocking it over and using technique. If you're not worried, about slamming it, then it's then I think it's a great game for retired people. Even if you're not able to run very far, I think you could still play. Here's a good question, Raul. Do you want to answer this one from Robo?
Um, well, I'm not going to say your name because I'm not going to lose. How long does a game of paddle last? Well, it doesn't. There isn't a time limit. what there is like a points. Like if you get a point in, that's 15 points. Another one, 30, then 40, and then game. A battle game can last forever as long as you don't lose, which it's practically impossible. Yeah, but anyway, it can last forever. But what you do have is in the points is when you start your throw. How do you say like the first throw?
It's called a serve.
A serve, yeah.
So how's it called in Spanish?
Second.
Saki, yes. We have in our household, we have these weird instances where sometimes, because there's only certain things which came into our life in Spain, we don't know the English for it. So we speak Spanglish, but yeah. So I didn't know it was Saki. I didn't know that because I don't play that much.
Yeah, well, when you serve and you don't manage to get it, that's like a half point. So you get another opportunity.
Right.
But if you miss that one, that's now 15 points or 30 or 40.
So it's scored the same as tennis, though. Then.
Yeah.
So I imagine that they have up to sets the same as tennis. And how long does the lesson last for?
Well, it depends how many lessons you're booking. Like if you want to book one lesson after the other, but one lesson is 1 hour.
Well, that's good. I think a lesson for an hour is good. And you do twice a week, don't you? Here's a question then for you, Raul. Because before this you played golf, but then you decided to switch your sport to paddle. Do you think the skills that you learn in golf, obviously keeping a straight arm, helped with your game of paddle?
Playing golf maybe gave me a little bit of an advantage, but it does give me a disadvantage. Because if you're so used to like going like this, it might to get used to this. It might be a little bit harder than to in my opinion, it would be harder to start golf and then paddle than just immediately start paddle.
Right.
If you start paddle first, I would recommend that.
Start paddle before golf, you mean?
Yeah.
And what about people who play golf? Would you say that they'd have an advantage playing paddle because they've got like a straight arm and used to playing sports?
I mean, paddle would give you an advantage for golf, but golf won't give you an advantage for paddle.
Okay. I was just wondering because a lot of our clients and Upsticks friends play golf. So, Robo is asking if it's the same scoring. It looks like it's the same scoring.
Yeah. Thank you. Still week 54. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Tesestu and J. And waffles. Don't forget waffles. So okay. Is there anything else you want to say before we crack on with a couple more photos and wrap up the live? Raul, anything else you want to say about paddle?
Well, not really.
Would you recommend though that people who are looking maybe for a different sport to get fit, who are moving to Spain, take it up and check it out? But that's one thing I meant to mention was if you're on the Padron, like you're obviously registered in this town, it's quite cheap as well, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty cheap.
Do you know how much it costs?
I think it's 14 a week, 14 a month. I don't know.
Yeah, so if you've got children, it's really cheap because the town hall encourage children to play. So I think it's something like 14 a month for your lessons. But if you want to rent the court independently and you're registered in your town, we only pay like €10 for an hour for the court, which between 4 of you is $2.50 each. So definitely something worth checking out. If you're on the Padron, go check out your local municipality Padron courts, ask how much it is and how do you reserve. You might have to take Padron certificate or something with you because it's a cheap sport to get into. And even when you're to get set up, you only need some running gear. How much was the racket? I can't remember now the racket.
The racket was 30 37, 38.
But that was a more expensive one, wasn't it? They had 19
No.
euro ones, didn't they?
Well, yeah, but the recommendable price that will last you like 2 years or something is 40 quid, 40 euros.
I think that you could, if you really wanted to, in what's it called, in Decathlon, you could get yourself set up if you had to buy yourself trainers, shorts, a top, a paddle racket, and balls. I reckon for less than €100, you get yourself sorted out, couldn't you?
Yeah. Let's answer Paul Bradley thingy. Raul definitely deserves a new computer, says Suki and me.
Tsukimi, yeah, he's on his way. I have to say, since Raul, we discussed this, and I actually had to ban Raul from my computer gaming on it at home. Raul went, I'm going to take this one, I'm going to turn this into a positive, and I'm going to do lots of jobs. I'm going to earn the money for my computer, take my savings and carry on. And you're doing so far, you're doing well, aren't you? You cleaned the cars at the weekend, which I haven't even paid you for yet, but we'll do that. I'll get that in your account.
Let's answer, well, A and K. If it comes Raw recommended, that's good enough for us. Muchas gracias, Raul. And Kes.
You've met Anton Kes, don't you remember? I'll show you the photo afterwards in Malaga. We went to the port, don't you remember? And up in Compita?
No.
Can't remember. Okay.
Let's answer ROBBO. I don't want to lose. Well done, Raul. Great job as a co-host, fella. Perfecto. Thank you, ROBOO.
You don't want to lose if you call him Robo. Yeah, Raul has been. So we're going to wrap up now. We've got a couple more things that I wanted to show you before we wrap up. And then, this is from Robo as well. Here we go. This is the price of fuel over there in Alicante. Forgot to get the photo myself, but you can tell now it's 10 cents cheaper than here. When we were in Fingarola the other day, when you go to the sports centre, it was inaugurated in 1989, and they had all these old football tops up, which I mean, the entrance looked like exactly the same. It was like going back in time. Really, the actual sports centre itself was quite nice, but the actual entrance just hadn't changed at all. And that was the first ever sports events they had there, which was Dynamo Moscow on the 1st of November 1989 playing basketball there. So there you go. That was the first ever event there in Fingarola. And now for some reason I've highlighted this photo here. Why have I highlighted this? Oh, yes. And outside, this was interesting. Outside, this is the social centre it's basically called the Social Integration Centre. And it's charity, Asociación Indintre, which Asociación in Spanish basically means charity. But it was good to see that the British Embassy and the Lions actually there from, they were supporting these charities, basically a kitchen where people can come and get food if they've found themselves in a vulnerable situation. And that was in Fingarola. So it's good to see that these kind of places do exist, unfortunate for people who unfortunately don't have enough money for food. And talking about food, the other end was if you ever go and you see what is a Wagyu steak, which we had to celebrate Isla's first competition and doing well, then don't get a whole one for yourself. Now, the reason we did eat this steak the other day, and it was a Wagyu one, but it was only slightly more expensive than a normal one. But then what we do is, you wouldn't believe it, actually works out quite reasonable if you just get one piece and you ask for the stone. So you quite like it as well, don't you, Raul, when we ask it? And you basically, they just bring out one piece of steak. You might get a kilo, so it might be anything from 50 to 100 euros a kilo, depending on where you are. But that's all you have. Ask for that and chips. And then they'll bring you out either a gas or a heated stone, and you just cook it as you're going along. So always ask if they've got a piedra, and you can just literally get your meat and cook it, and it keeps it quite warm there. And
Let's see, Andy Elmer, I think that's how it's pronounced. Thanks for the entertainment as I have driven home. Great show again. Paddle sounds a bit energetic for me. Snooker and pool for me. Hand pink waving.
yes, snooker and pool. We do like a game of pool as well.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, since I broke my arm, we haven't had a game of pool, have we? So,
nah.
I did attempt it, but I wasn't very good. But I was just, but we'll get back there. We'll get back there. And what do Anthony Head say there, Raul?
Oh wait, is this pronounced oh or ooh?
I'd say oh.
Oh, nearly apero time! Hooray!
That's like a aperitivo, I think. Well, do you know pacharan, which is normally my dessert rather than an ice cream? Yeah, that's what an apero is, pacharan. So if you ever have a meal, then my dessert is always a pacharan. And then just to finish off, because we are celebrating 25 years this year in Spain, starting from today, I'm going to continue with the embarrassing photos. So I've got this one of Raul in the back. And no, I'm joking. That wound you up, didn't it? I knew I wasn't going to do that, honestly.
No, you bet not be.
And this is me. This was about a year after I moved, 2 years after I moved to Spain, and decided it was a good idea to move out of the accommodation where I was and get my own place. And but there was nowhere for me to put my music at the time. So my kitchen turned into where I had my music and my speakers, because I already did much cooking anyway back in those days. So yeah, and as you can see, I was a lot skinnier and a lot browner back then. And that was the first flat, my first flat that I lived in there in the north of Spain in Salou, which was in Tarragona. So there you go. More embarrassing photos coming up soon. All right, guys. Well, listen, Raul, thank you very much for jumping on. It's much appreciated. You did say this morning, I said, would you want to come on? You said, yep. You've done a great job there. Still got 7 people on the live. Don't forget that next week we have got our update number 60. And we'll continue to talk about residency stuff. If you guys have got anything you want to send me, drop it into an email at chris@upsticks.es, and I'll show it on there. Any interesting information, photos from around Spain, just send them, because people want to see what's out and about. People who are moving here, people already here. Let's get the information out there. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Say cheerio, Raul.
Cheerio. Bye.